Alright, so we did a previous video talking about the presence of the Dangote Refinery, the presence of the Lekki Free Trade Zone, and how this is going to affect the real estate in Ikorodu. But this time around, we'll be looking at how the Dangote Refinery and the presence of all the industrialization that is happening around the Lekki Free Trade Zone. We have the Pinnacle Oil, we have Danomic there, we have Indomit there, and we still have a lot of other. A lot of companies have bought land inside the Lekki Free Trade Zone from the Lagos State government, gotten their allocation, but they have not started yet because they are waiting for the refinery to just start, because the raw materials they'll be needing for their factories will be supplied by the Dangote Refinery. So you might be looking at the free trade zone now. I'll be looking at it's just vacant land, it's just bush. Most of those bush have been allocated, have been bought. Immediately the Dangote Refinery starts, just give that place another 2 years, everywhere will be booming with factories. So, but the presence of this rapid industrialization that is happening here, the rapid, the different factories, the different companies, and also the other B2Bs, business to business deals that is also happening around this place, where there will be a lot of clearing and forwarding, where a lot of companies will be moving their branch office to around the Lekki because of the seaports, or because they also have a factory there, where a lot of people will be moving their warehouse there, where a lot of people will be moving their showroom there. So all the different B2B activities and B2B deals that will also be happening around the Dangote Refinery and around the free trade zone, how will this influence the Epe real estate? Now, Epe is actually a lot closer to the Dangote Refinery than Ikorodu. In most places and most directions, the only thing that divides Epe to the free trade zone is just the lagoon. All these parts here are part of the free trade zone, part of where we have the Alao City, and just the other side of this lagoon here, all these are Epe, all these that you are seeing here. You can see the Epe fish market here. So, and based on the Lagos master plan also, the Lagos state government also have a lot of different alternative proposed routes, regional routes that are planned to connect Epe. Even a rail, there's also a proposed rail that will be going right from the free trade zone down to Epe and straight back into Ijebu, Ogun State. So they are trying to look at different ways, different means to export and supply all the different commodities, all the different things that we produce and manufactured around the free trade zone into the deeper. Today in our episode of our property of the day, we'll be looking at the Imen City project by Red Bricks, which are the developers of Imen Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Tiara, and this is another project in their portfolio called the Imen City. Now, for a lot of investors that have been investing around the proposed airports, Tiwa, Itunu, Fairmount, Imen Phase 3, Tiara, and so on, it's also advisable for you to diversify and also invest around the seaports, around the free trade zone too, either for residential or for commercial investment. There are a lot of industrialization coming here, there are a lot of commercialization coming here, and you positioning this location also is a very, very good investment for you. The developer of this project is reputable, Imen. We've seen what they have done at Imen Phase 1, Phase 2, and also what they are doing in Phase 3. And also they have also gone far ahead to also perfect the title of this particular project. So location checked, developer checked, title checked. So this is a very, very good investment opportunity for you, and a fantastic opportunity for you to diversify, so that all your investments will not be at only the airport side only. So if you want us to run through you about this particular project, this particular investment, then kindly reach us and then we can talk about this. Southwest and Southeast market. Right now for Epe here, We have the Lekki Ekpe Expressway right now, which is like the only route or the only road that connects Ekpe and Ibejuleki. And at this, after once you are inside Ekpe town, we have two sides right from Ekpeti Junction. We have the left-hand side here, which is where we have Temu, where we have Poka, the road that goes to Poka, where we have the road that goes to Ikorodu. Isimi is there. Then we have Shala. Shala is where we have Dukia Africa. We have Molajoye. We have a lot of properties around Molajoye too. We have Igbodu. We have a lot of properties around Igbodu too. And then after Molajoye, we have the Ketu roundabout. You know, then we have the Ketu-Omu road. We have a lot of properties around the Ketu-Omu road also. Coral City by Gracias and so on and so forth. After the Ketu roundabout here is where we have the food and logistics hub. Food and logistics hub is somewhere around there before the government college. So then after the Ketu roundabout, then we have that road straight to Itoki. And then at this right hand side from the Ekpeti Junction, we have this that goes to the Governor's Road, this that goes to Odomola, then Oduegiri, Iraye, and then straight to Noforija side to Ragushi, and then branching to Ilara, the Mogoshi University side, and so on and so forth. So a lot of these locations are going to enjoy the spillover of the refinery, the different industrialization that is happening around the Ibejuleki. Like I said in one of my videos before, a lot of the people that will be working here and be working around the hundreds of factories, the hundreds of businesses that are around this place will not be staying in any of these places because of how heavily this place will be commercialized. A lot of these land that are saying residential plots, most of those residential plots will be converted to commercial plots in the future, and there is an evidence to that already. If you go to Obafemi Awolowo Way in Ikeja, all the residential buildings around Obafemi Awolowo Way, they have all been converted to either shops or block of offices. Down to Ikeja under bridge, everything you'll be seeing are shops. They are just selling clothes, selling computer appliances, different offices, and so on and so forth like that. All the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom houses are converted to office spaces. Now the same thing will happen around here too, because a lot of investors will be looking at different ways for them to maximize their investment, and we prefer to convert their residential spaces to either an office space, a warehouse, a shop, than to just leave it as a residential house. So meaning that most of the hundreds of businesses here, the staffs that will be working here, they will be coming as far back as inside the town. Some will be coming from Shala, some will be coming from Molajoye, some will be coming from Poka, some will be coming from Odumola, and they'll be working around the businesses around the Dangote Refinery, because number one, these places are going to be cheaper. Number two, these places are going to be outside the heavy commercial activities and industrialization of Ibejuleki. See, Ibejuleki will experience heavy traffic. The Dangote Refinery is there, trucks will be coming in and going out. The Pinnacle oil is there, trucks will be coming in and going out. The seaport is there, trucks will be coming in and going out. So that place will be heavily industrialized. So this place, at least all this side of Ekpe, will be fair in terms of accessibility, in terms of road access. People can still drive in with their car, go in, come out, you know, take their kids to school, go and flex, go to work, come back around these axes. But you see all these axes, all these refinery road, all these refinery side, all this place will experience a lot of truck activities and a lot of business activities. So more of the staff that are going to be working around these businesses, they'll be staying in Ekpe, they'll be staying around Odomola, staying around Ketu-Ekpe, around Molajoye. And some people too might be interested to stay around here, which is around Eluju, around Ayeteju, around Ibejuleki. But if you look at the cost of properties around these places already as we speak, is very high. And the cost of properties will always determine the rental value. So the people that are mostly earning around like maybe less than 400k per month, they will hardly don't want to stay here. They will preferably stay inside Ekpe. And again, if you look at also the soil texture of a lot of the places here, you are going to have to do rafts. So which means that you must be earning to a particular category for you to say that you want to build here. Compared to inside Ekpe town, where most of the soil is red soil, so you can build without even doing any rafts. And then because it's red soil, you can do borehole without any treatment, without treating the water. So the cost of living is lower, the cost of maintaining that house is lower. So a lot of the people working around the free zone, working around the refinery, that are not really the high middle income class, like the lower middle income class, this is where they are going to be staying. Now for the low income people that are not even going to be staying in Ekpe, most of the low income earners that are working around the businesses around the free trade zone, around the refinery, that are going to be staying around this side, all this place, around Igbonla, Igboye, around Ijebu, Odoagboju, Odolagaye, Ishiwo, and so on and so on and so forth, because that's where accommodation will even still be a bit lesser. And because at least fairly I can say that for the next 7 years, that road that both the Ogun State government and the Lagos State government have done at both sides of Ekpe, either the Lagos side or the Ogun State side, will still serve those people in terms of they just feel like, our road is nice now. It's not just for me to get a straight bus from maybe Isiwo or from Odoagboju straight to Eleko or straight to the refinery side where they are working. So, and because of the increased demand for real estate around all this location, rent will go up definitely, and then the cost and value of properties will also go up. And most importantly, another thing that is also going to happen is that you see around all these locations, commercial activities around here are also going to increase, because most of these people that are working around the free trade zone, around the refinery, that are staying here, they are also going to boost commercial activities. You know, people can now open their shops, people can be doing hairdressing, people can be doing tailoring, you know, and they are going to be getting good patronage. People can open creche, people can open school. So for anyone looking at a place where they can open school and they can afford commercial plots or commercial land around the airport side, you can position around anywhere around here, around the Ekpe here. Even clinic, hospitals, specialist hospitals, dentist hospitals, I don't know what they call those ones for the eye, I think the opticians or optometric or whatever. So all those kind of specialist hospitals also you can position here early. You can position here early because the population is coming. The heavy industrialization that is happening around the free trade zone will push the population down to this axis, and not just only this axis, even it will push the population down to around Agbowa side. Yeah, down to Agbowa side, down to all this Itokin Agbowa side. That is going to push, because all the people that are here before, that they don't have access to employment or job opportunities, they can take the entire stretch of this road now, come into Ibejuleki, via the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, come down to Eleko to look for jobs, come down to Eleko to look for different vacancies, and they are going to get, because a lot of businesses there are going to be open. Even if it's cleaner, even if it's driver, even if it's gate man, they are going to be seeing these different opportunities and these different vacancies. So these are some of the influence and some of the spillover of the heavy industrialization that is happening around the Dangote Refinery, around the free trade zone, to the different real estate that we have in Ekpe, real estate that we have around the Ekpe town. And as I always advise a lot of people recently, is if you can't afford some of the land in Ekpe, try to buy land also around the Ogun State side of Ekpe. A lot of these places that we say is Ogun State side of Ekpe, is only on the survey plan you are going to even know that the place is Ogun State. If you are driving, you don't know which one is Lagos or which one is that close. They are that close to each other. See all these boundaries that you are seeing here, it's just on map. If you are driving, you are not going to see any boundary. You are not going to even know when you are driving out of Lagos and you are now inside Ogun State. So a lot of the places in Ogun State where land is still like 800k, 550k, 1 million, maybe Tomoba, Imegu, Okenla, Odoagboju, Iloti, all these places, you can still get land there, because the population push around all these locations are still going to push real estate and push population to all these places too. That's how they were advising people to in the early 2000s. Buy land in Arepo, they did not buy. Buy land in Mowe, they did not buy. Now, in that is those same locations now that they are now going to buy. You know, Mowe is now like getting to 6 million, 8 million for a plot. Arepo is getting to like 15 million, 20 million for a plot. Arepo, you know, so all this location, you can't ignore any place that is Ogun State that has a close proximity to Lagos State border. The heavy population, the heavy commercialization in Lagos will always push the population and push population into those border towns too, and it will also jack up the value of real estate there. Some place in Arepo now, rent is 700k, rent is 1.2 million in Arepo. Some place in Mowe right now, rent is 600k. So we are not even going to know the difference between you are staying in Lagos, you are staying in Ogun State, because you are almost paying almost the same rent. So that's the idea, that's the logic. You are not buying Ogun State, you are buying return on investment. All that concerns you is, can I make money here? Can I get return here? If yes, invest there. Simple. So that's my advice for you. So if you are looking at anything around this location, and you are looking at how to position yourself, either it's commercial investment, residential investment, or you have a business idea and you are looking at, okay, where is best place for me to have a secondary school, where is the best place for me to have a sports center, where is the best place for me to have a lounge, you know, a top lounge, where is the best place for me to open a club, you know, where is the best place for me to set up a clinic, where is the best place for me to set up a laundry company, you know, or even if it's agro business, you know, you want to be packaging smoked fish, processed farm feeds, and so on and so forth. No, there's a lot of opportunities, not just residential. There's some opportunities for whatever services that you are into, for you to position here, because the population is coming, the market is coming here, and the faster the earlier you are here, the better too, because you get it cheaper, you are a pioneer, and you can maybe get like attract like around 40% or 45% of the market share before the crowd comes. So if you have questions, if you have feedback, you have comments to make, you can drop your comments here. It's democracy. You can speak your mind and let us hear your view and your perspective too, about what you can do here, about this location, or the future of this location. And again, if you find this content fantastic, you learn a lot, you are learning a lot, number one, subscribe to our videos. Number two, give us a thumb like. And number three, feel free to also share our videos with your contacts, with your groups, you know, try to get more people to come into our channel. We still have a lot of topics still coming, and I also say that you guys should also be looking forward to our interview sessions. All right, so I still mean your mom party of the planet, your party advisor, your wedding consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for your time, for watching our videos, and see you next time.